Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. Let's start looking at our entry. Our entry is called Financial Graph Product. It's the only graphical analysis product in the market based on rich financial scenarios and business analysis, making graph the most efficient tool for financial knowledge management. Let's start with some details. This video is going to illustrate from 4 parts: our team, problem analysis, prototype, and summary. Part 1. About us. Our team is a fintech team from China. We have been working for many years on projects related to graph technology in fintech departments of the head of China's large banks. However, we noticed that the application scope of graph tech in China's financial industry is relatively small, and the application level is not high either. Thus, our team did a series of investigations to figure out the following questions. What are the main problems graph tech faced in China? What is the market and competing product situation? Who should be the main users of graph tech? What kind of product is needed? Part 2. Problem analysis. For the first question, why is there less application of graph tech in China's fintech field? Let's start with the current status of fintech services in China's banking industry. Current fintech of China's banking industry has 2 services models. One is that banking business personnel submit their needs to the technology department, and technicians will use a variety of technologies within their capabilities to give feedback to the business side. However, this model has an obvious drawback. Without rich business experience and knowledge, it's inefficient for technicians themselves to do business data mining, which may lead to long feedback period and lagging business decision-making. Another fintech services model is that business side undertake data analysis tasks themselves. The problem of this model is that the scope of their analysis is restricted to data from their own business lines, which is precisely the focus and difficulty of China's fintech development at present. Next, let's take a look at the current status of graph tech application. At present, in large banks, graph tech is mostly applied in some typical scenarios, such as AML and cash-out, ownership recognition of group enterprises, supply chain and risk transmission, etc. However, the lack of integration of graph data and the isolation of needs has caused the problem of duplicate graph construction and data silos. Moreover, most small and medium-sized banks know even less about graph tech. In terms of the market, most other graph tech-based products are created for knowledge expression only, or purely technical tools that are difficult to use because of their weak business fit. To sum up, there are many reasons why graph tech is not widely used. While from our investigation and understanding, the most significant fact is that it's inefficient that the application scenarios of graph tech are currently developed only by the technicians themselves. Because graph tech is more relevant to business analysis and business logic. Therefore, the proper main user of graph tech should be business analysts, while technology personnel should be mainly responsible for system development and technology research of typical scenarios. We do not need to deliberately change the current service model of China's fintech, but we advocate joint cooperation between business analysts and technology personnel. For example, we do not intend to break the data authority restrictions between business departments. But we hope that the analysis result, like labels, rules, models, that is our knowledge, can be shared through graph tech between departments. So why should business analysts be the primary user of graph tech? One of the most obvious advantages of graph tech over traditional data analysis techniques is that knowledge can be expressed as the form of business logic in graph, and its visualization feature can give business analysts intuitive feedback, thus driving continuous use. Second, the needs of fintech is from business needs. The business analysts have the original drive to use new technologies. Thirdly, with the rich business experience and business analysis ideas, business analysts can develop richer application scenarios and use them more efficiently than techies using GraphTech. Finally, we are coming to the final question. What kind of graph product is needed to solve these problems? Based on our previous analysis of the problems, we can conclude that in order to truly leverage the utility of GraphTech in China's fintech field, there are 4 important needs that need to be addressed. Firstly, the ability to integrate knowledge. We hope that all internal knowledge, external knowledge, structured and unstructured information will be integrated to avoid duplication of graph construction and data silos. Secondly, low introduction threshold and usage threshold of GraphTech. We hope to empower users with the quick start capabilities of GraphTech, so that even business people with zero technical foundation can use it intuitively and quickly for multidimensional data analysis. Thirdly, knowledge can be accumulated, shared, and innovated in a standardized way within the company. We hope that the knowledge system managed using Graph will create an active cycle within the company. Lastly, knowledge visualization. We hope that business people can get excellent interpretability of everything they analyzed through GraphTech and get fast feedback for timely business decision making. Part 3. Prototype. The following is our product prototype, which includes only some parts of graph analysis. The first version is not perfect, but you can get what the whole thing looks like. As you can see, the menu bar is in the left area, the display area is in the middle, and the function bar is on the right. The main functions consist of graph analysis and graph application management. In terms of graph analysis, as I said before, we intend to provide lots of ready-made graph and financial scenarios. The user can analyze with customer relationship graph for mining, like potential risk of transfer for control. Analyze with transaction graph for mining, like capital transfer risk. Analyze with product relationship graph for mining, like product marketing opportunities. Especially, it has a risk mining graph and a market extension graph, and also customized area. In terms of graph application management, as I said before, we intend to manage all knowledge the user analyzed. So we have label management, model management, visualization management, task management, API management, and report management. We intend to make all ready-made knowledge that we preset inside. That are labels, rules, models that we concluded from our team's experience of numbers of projects. And the knowledge that users will mine in the future to be managed, shared, and visualized here. Specifically, for example, let's see some details in the customer relationship graph for graph analysis. You can see 3 function areas: single analysis, batch analysis, and group analysis. For single analysis, firstly, you can enter a company, and you will see all related companies and persons based on all kinds of relationships. You can filter levels and filter by relationship category. Moreover, you can extend specific relationship type based on the companies you selected from the graph, and you can add more. The most important thing is that you can add tags and labels for the customer groups that you selected for special. For example, you can add a tag named Important Related Parties of Beijing XXX Company Limited. And you can write the description like Third Floor Equity Related Parties of Beijing XX Group and said. For another, you can add labels for the customer group that you selected for typical target scenarios. For example, you can add a label named Found Fraud Branch of Lee. And you can write the description like according to transaction tightness. That is the knowledge that the user analyzed and it will be managed in graph application management. Secondly, you can analyze the customer association path between 2 companies. Thirdly, analyze relations from more degrees that you want. For example, find the controller of company A. Or find the company invested by the spouse of the controller of Company A. For batch analysis, you can analyze customer group by firstly add a group through attribute filter or search attribute or labels directly. So like this, you can have the listed companies of retail industry in Beijing and its credit rating equals 10. And then you can filter, expand, and mark based on these companies as I introduced before. Furthermore, you can upload company list by yourself for analysis. Thirdly, for group analysis, you can add groups by filter or upload. And you can see the relations between groups. You can also filter the relation type and add more groups. Lastly, an important thing is that, as I described before, we hope to empower users with the quick start capability of GraphTag. So apart from lots of ready-made financial scenarios and functions, we provide some ready-made models and rules with preset parameters and thresholds for quick start. Here is an example for quick start module for customer relationship graph. You can find many scenarios about customer relation, and this is a scenario of equity structure of group customer. If you enter a company A, you can obtain the ownership structure of the group of Company A. What's more, you can use ready-made models like absolute holding model, through holding model, single majority shareholder model, and the benefit owner model to do further analysis. In addition, let's take a look at our code of the implementation process about this scenario. The product is developed based on Tiger Graph. We designed the graph model with the UK government's public database called People with Significant Control. And what you see now is the schema. Firstly, after processing the original public data and get the CSV file that we need, we use the map graph to data module to map the data and complete the data import. The number of nodes and edges after import is shown on the load data module. Next, let's see the code of models. Because of limited disclosure of datasets, this part of query algorithm is for reference only. The first model is absolute holding model, which is for the identification of absolute control in the enterprise group. As the code you can see, starting from the input parent company, we follow the shareholding ratio of 51% to 100% and go down the specified number of layers without repeating nodes. Our default number of layers is 12. In case of circular holding, such as A holding B, B holding C, and C holding A, it will be terminated and B holding C. According to same principle and different business logic settings, we can get through holding model. And a single major shareholder model. What's more, we can also characterize the control influence of the entity based on simple in-out statistic. Specifically, we output the top 10 companies of out degree and top 10 companies of in degree by counting the size of the in and out degree of the company's equity relationship. The user can know that these companies have more holding companies or are held by more companies in the whole equity network, showing that they are more important in the whole equity relationship network, which is very important for bank risk control and marketing business analysis. Part 4. Summary. As the prototype shows, let's conclude with a summary about the features of financial graph product. Firstly, it's an enterprise-level application with a complete set of graph analysis and graph knowledge management system. Secondly, the design of numbers of ready-made scenarios and analysis functions is based on business logic, and many sub-scenarios and functions have step-by-step reference guidelines. Even business people with zero technical foundation can quickly get started at them. Thirdly, all kinds of knowledge are clearly managed, displayed, and shared in the form of labels, rules, and models. Lastly, superior visualization gives users quick feedback, interpretable decision basis, and a great user experience. That is the introduction of our product. For the next, we intend to develop a demo, and we will continue to design the prototype of other parts and refine more design details. And we are confident that financial graph product will receive a rapid and positive response once it's introduced into the market. Thank you for watching.